Well, lovely chatting with you all today. So first tell me, what is your crack quotient?
I would just say, to begin with, to believe that we'll pull off a script like this was the beginning itself. To think, imagine, write, and execute it, uh, having all the madness and all the thing around was the thought itself, and going for it I would say that would be it for me.
Yeah.
I think Aditya said it nicely. I think crack. I think we're all a little bit crack, and the people who do succeed and do well in life and make things happen are a little bit crack. And I think that's making the impossible possible. So kind of, going more so on the making crack happen and making this film happen. That's crack.
Arjun, you're absolutely cracked there.
I am absolutely cracked. I am the quotient. No, really. I mean, I think to have this belief, that you can do it, and to have this imagination, and then to make it come through, is really, really madness. It's like a leap of faith, and where you're leaping into, there is a lot of darkness, and from there, you're going to come out into some incredible light source, and that's what we've done with this film, and I think that's been this cracked moment for at least all of us.
I also see a Vidyut influence on you because, light and darkness is something I've often had these conversations with him. So he seems to have influenced
Yeah,
you.
he comes from the dark side. I am the light. He found me.
Do you believe that, Pooja?
Diplomatic silence.
I think every cell in my body is cracked, and
that it is. It's
no,
forgiven.
it does,
You're
it
the
does,
king
and
of
it
crack.
metamorphoses into something creative. Yeah, that's what it is. I feel very proud to be called crack, and yep, I've gathered all the other cracks who believed in the fact that they're cracks, and that's how crack has been formed.
It's quite a cracking film anyways. And I like the disclaimer, whenever there's Vidyut involved, it says, do not attempt these stunts.
Unless you're trained or you've trained for it.
First thing he'll tell you is do it. He'll never tell you don't do it. My little 4-year-old, he's been telling him to jump off things. And he does it. And now he's learned to land. And it's true. He's learned to land. He's learned to land safely.
I mean, for someone, you've done a lot of action also in there, but this must have been crazy stuff.
I mean, absolutely, because when Aditya came to me first and he told me the action sequences that Vidyut and him had designed, I was like, really? You really think you can pull this off? Like, I mean, it can be really tacky or it can be really, really cheesy, if it is not shot properly. And one thing I have to admit is that if in my whole career, so far the director that surprised me the most, and nicely, has been this man, Aditya Dutt. I mean, really, hats off to you, bro. Yeah, what you have done with this movie and the way he's presented all of us and the action that he's executed. I know Vidyut has a massive, massive hand in it because, of course, he is a tremendous athlete. And that goes without saying. And his research and his whole dedication towards action is of a different level altogether. But someone still has to execute it visually. And that was this man, and he did a fantastic, fantastic job.
So before I come to Vidyut, Amy, firstly, many, many congratulations.
Thank
I mean,
you.
After your big news, I mean, you were all set to crack some bones here?
Yes, definitely. I was. I mean, that was another bit of an adventurous proposal, I suppose. It really was. And when the ring was going on, he was like, "Ooh, don't drop the ring down the holes, down the bridge." So, but I was well versed after this film, so nothing could faze me. I was ready for anything. This is my disclaimer. Yeah, be ready. This is my disclaimer. He knows crack. So.
So I want to ask, you've been part of action films down in the South. What was
Yes.
different, and especially working with these two gentlemen?
This film was completely different to any film I've done before. I have done an action film down south, but I feel that this role and this cast and the way the script was written for each individual was very deliberate, and it's nice to actually have a role like as a woman that stands its ground. I'm my own person in the film, and there's a whole backstory for each and every character, which is really well written and well executed, like the team say. So to have that and to really delve into a character that's given me some scope for performance, I was very grateful for that. And Aditya had a lot to do with that. I mean, I'd come to sense, how are we going to do this? Because this is completely different to what I'd done before. So I was taking a lot of guidance, and obviously co-stars were massively important to me as well.
We haven't seen something like this in the Indian space. We've seen it in Hollywood where, these games and there's a lot of action. क्या सूची थी आपको? And ऊपर से also production, taking on the mantle of the producer also. So how did this thing come about? I know you thrive in this genre.
No, it's a journey. I started doing imperceptible roles down south, playing the bad guy, and then I moved on to doing Commando. And over the years, I realized that we need to spend some money getting the right actors, getting the right technicians, getting the right director. It's not only about performing daredevil stunts or getting just the right story. It's about the magnitude of the film. And God's been kind. I had some friends who wanted to bet on us and the idea that Aditya had. So we put all these friends together. We sat on the drawing board, started from the scratch, and we wanted to do something that has not been witnessed before in India or internationally. So everything you watch is a original idea. Everything is from. So the story is about this boy from India, from the slums, and how he makes it into the international arena with his expertise, where he's trained on the streets, and how he gets into the international market and makes a name for himself. So to get everything right, we had to have the director who had a clear vision of what he wanted to do with me and the idea of the whole action thing. So I'm grateful that Aditya was like, he had the idea, he started writing on it, and he took a lot of time. I think it took about 2.5 years to do this. Wow. Then comes the part of getting the technicians together. We went across, we found 7 of the best action directors from across the globe. Then comes the part of casting, and then we need to find a man who really is a man and who has the experience. So the first and the last name was Arjun. The moment Dutt said Arjun, there were no questions about it. Now the question was, will he agree to do the movie or not?
There.
That was important because that was important. And it was just not an actor. We needed somebody who's an athlete, who is really fit and who's ready to give in the hours to be a part of the film. So Arjun was gracious enough. Then we had to look for Amy, and Amy was amazing. Like, since the time she's been on this set, she's incredible. Everything that she does is with 100% belief. Nora was the last one to be on board. And everything fell together. And what you see in the trailer, the response, we've been lucky. I've always believed that somebody needs to invest on yourself, so that somebody has to be us. So we did that for ourselves.
And you've been someone who's been consciously investing in himself and the kind of narratives, and also I would call you the Lone Ranger. I mean, I'll ask Arjun later because he's been part of this journey for what, 3 decades now? Almost ho gaya. Yeah. Almost. I think we started around the same time. So what
you look so much younger than him.
Really?
So much.
I don't think so. He's just trying to be nice to me.
No, I am nice, period.
Yeah,
and honest. And honest.
No, but what has it been like, holding true to your convictions? Because I know, especially in the space that we are in these days.
No, I realized that you find your own tribe. It takes you a while. But once you find your tribe, you just start doing the right things. And it's all about the tribe. Like I said, let's just talk about crack at the moment. I found a friend in Arjun. He's somebody I believe that I can pick up the call and just ask him to do anything for me, or vice versa. Same is the case with Amy or Nora. That is phenomenal. He's class apart because the way he thinks, like what Arjun said initially, that he surprised him. Aditya surprises everybody. He surprises himself also sometimes. So we've been very lucky. I've always been told that Vidyut, you need to do a movie which is a bigger budget movie. You need to spend some money on the action. This is it now. This is what we've done. And I'm very proud of it.
Got on to action directors. Didn't you try to direct it yourself?
No, direction's a different ballgame altogether. I like to perform. I'm the monkey in the circus who likes to jump around.
That we can see. And coming to Arjun, it's been what, 3 decades, as we said, and you've been through this whole gamut of, how the platforms changed, everything, the narratives changed. Now it seems action is the thing. What is your take on it?
I don't think action is the thing. It's not that. It's a story. If you get the story right, if you get the heart of that film right, whoever's going out to make a film and is making it purely from their heart, and that's what years of experience have taught me. Whichever film which I have been a part of, which has a certain level of purity, which has a certain level of honesty, a tremendous amount of honesty, not certain level, a tremendous amount of honesty, and everybody's on the same page, not competing, not having any other hang-ups or, doing it for the wrong reasons, you're going to make a good film. And that is the formula of making a good film, is to make it purely. These two boys had purely thought of an idea, and it was just a piece of paper, okay, and they put it on a piece of paper. They came and narrated to me a subject, which I was not sure if I'm going to do or not, but for me, it was that action film that I was really, really looking forward to do. Why? Because there was a sports person who was very much involved in it. There was sport in it, which I love. Okay, and it's something
You really
which,
into all this? Will you actually take on this
like
challenge?
extreme sports, right?
Yeah.
So, like when you see it as an actor, okay, you want to do all of those things on screen
Yeah.
because you can. Okay, you don't have to be that athlete. You don't have to be the lawyer to win a case or whatever. But as an actor, you can play all those parts. So I, as an actor, always had that greed and desire to say, I want to be a part of a tremendous action film. And this was that action film, and it came across to me at this stage of my career, and I'm glad I waited it out and kept myself fit enough that it came to me, and it did. And I'm so proud to be a part of it because I remember when Adi told me that the whole climax is going to be finally on cycles. I was like, bro, we're like jumping out of aircrafts, and we're rappelling down mountains, and all of that. अभी तो cycle पे गिरा दिया तूने तो हमें ये क्या कर रहा है? But then when he showed us what we had to do on those cycles, I mean, you have to watch it. You have to experience it on the big screen. It's phenomenal, and it's real. And we got to do it. It wasn't just something which we are doing against green screen, which also kind of happens these days.
Yeah.
So it's not just the action. This action is phenomenal, and it was the right team to do it with. But I think any film, if you do it purely with your heart, and that's what I found in this film. And that's why I think it has created already, with just a little bit that people have seen so far of it, okay, it's already created a certain amount of energy, which I feel, coming back to you.
Absolutely. And I mean, before I come to him, the action he said, were you like, okay, or did you ever have a moment like, bro, that he can do it, but
Yeah,
what are you asking me?
I mean, this guy, first I said, yeah, okay, man, this is going to be amazing to do and everything, and then you have a Vidyut who comes charging at you in front of a camera, and you're like, hey, dude, wait. Okay, bye. I said, bhai, show ki body hai. Tod mat dena. Okay, but you grab this guy is a different beast altogether. His muscles, his level of fitness, everything is phenomenal. So yes, when you have a person like that to compete with in the film, okay, you have to up your game. It's like being with it's like Mr. Bachchan when you're like in front of him, when you're acting, because of his experience and his knowledge about the craft, you really, really have to up your game. So Vidyut is like that when it comes to action. He has got everything covered.
Above Bruce Lee and my...
He's above
and
Bruce Lee,
Jackie
and that's
Chan.
true. I mean, very few people know. I didn't know it. I googled it,
Number
and
five,
then
he's in the top 5 martial artists.
top
in the
5, and
world.
then he keeps going to number 1, then goes to number 2, depending if he's taken part in that competition or not.
It's literally-
And this is like totally incredible, and we should be really proud of it. Yes,
the world, you didn't
in
know,
the world,
Amy?
yeah.
I did not know
Exactly.
We have just like...
And he isn't that kind of guy to go and publicize it.
Exactly
You
right.
know, if it was any other actor in his place, I think he would be
eclectic
screaming it every day. You know what I mean? Then you'd be doing the Bonvita campaign when saying ki number 1 champion of the world, Bonvita पीते हैं.
Sahi mein. But with you, really, I mean, I know you don't like to boast about your achievements, but why not?
No, there's always the right time.
The right time,
I don't know, whenever it comes, it comes. But I'm happy. Like, a lot of people ask me, like, what are the biggest achievements? How do you feel when you do this? For me, I've achieved, like, I wanted to represent the martial art Kalaripayat all my life.
Yeah.
And when it's on a global platform, I feel very proud of it. And that's my achievement. I don't need to talk about it so much. I feel very proud when I travel anywhere in the world and people know what Kalaripayat is. It's the mother of all martial arts. For me, it's my biggest achievement. I don't aspire anything else. I feel very proud of it.
Are you anything like your character in Crack? And would you actually take a risk of
That
getting-
my director shall tell you because he thinks he's written the character just for me.
So you had him in mind.
Yeah, so so when I wrote the script and I gave the script to everyone to read, few people who know me and Vijay, like our producer Abbas, and everyone just read the script and they used to question me and saying, "Ke, the script's nice, everything is good, but you see Vidyut playing this character, because in the past you've only seen him doing." Composed
commando,
roles. He's the
yeah, he's a
commando.
commando.
He's always composed.
Yeah, he's a commando.
Yeah.
He's a man on the mission on the
no,
front.
so-
I'll have to interrupt you. Like, she's an army kid too. Now the thing here is, army people are not like that. You're an army kid too. Like, our parents are not like that. They're not like these dictatorial men. They're very cool and comfortable, and that's how they portray it.
Yeah, so like you said, Commando, IB, because it's all those, and I'm like, and I'm telling
Commando
everyone,
se टपोरी बना रही है इसको.
no, and I told him, I said, bro, this is him. This is him off the camera, which no one's seen, and I've seen it because I've spent 4 years somewhere with him, from Commando itself. We've been 4 to 5 years now, and I was like, I know this, and he doesn't, and no one brings this side on screen of his, which I want to do.
Yeah.
And when before starting, I told Vijay, I was like, listen, you've got to let go. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, you just let go. When the camera comes on, you let go with me. And he says, done. And it's like, and I wrote the character, keeping that in mind. Yeah.
But Vidyut, I know you relate to yourself as a martial artist more than an actor. What has been your biggest challenge, if I may ask? And your biggest achievement, you said? Was
In life? In life?
Yeah. I mean,
There's no big challenge. Like, it seems very big when it's in front of you, but the moment it's in the past, it doesn't feel like the biggest challenge. And I think very small things also seem like the big challenge at that very moment.
but you have created your own genre. Let me put it that way.
Could be. I found people who believe in me. I found people who enjoy doing what I do. And I think it's a little addictive when you're on a movie set and everybody, I'm talking about all of us, we all are very sure about what we need to do and how we need to be represented. And when you find that tribe, everything, I'm very proud to be with these people and I'm very proud to bring forth Crack. Like I said, it's the first extreme sport film out of India. It's a movie on a relationship of a brother. And we do things for our family, and this time it's for the brother.
Awesome. And Amy, coming to you, I mean, love to see women basically doing action. So, I mean, was that like liberating? I mean, I like badass women taking some serious.
Hell yes, me too. But I mean, I've done bits of boxing and kickboxing in my fitness regime, so I love that. And that I like what Arjun said before when he said, I kept myself fit. So I did that after my son. I had my son, and I used that as a form of getting back into shape and having a little bit of a let loose. So when the role came about, I had a little bit of a background on action per se, but then I had to amp it up to kind of match the caliber of the film. So to keep up with these guys, I did do a bit of a rigorous training, and it was a real look, because you can see with these toned arms.
Yes, Lara Croft like
Did a lot of these tricep dips, if anybody wants to know.
Well, you have it.
Getting rid of this bit of a wobble underneath, but it was great. And it was great to actually represent women on screen like that. But it doesn't feel like, it's men against women. As I said, it's every individual character, and they all have a part to play in the film. And it's nice for girls to see that. It's great. And that's the...
mean kick and a mean punch.
Hell yeah.
He does.
But it's nice to be able to do that. And I think the scripts are moving in that direction, which is
That's
great.
liberating for female actors.
It really is. It's great.
Yeah. And before I wrap up, one question that your fans want to know is anything like Chuck Bass, and which gossip girl are you to
Oh
his
my
Chuck
God, I'm going to massively disappoint you here. Because I've never watched it.
What are you saying? Really?
I've never watched it.
She's got the man that every
No.
woman like.
I know
I've
my
watched
daughters
bits.
Who are dying to meet him.
It's really, I'm so sorry to disappoint.
No, I have to tell you a story one sec about Amy.
Go
okay?
on.
So, Myra seen our trailer. Okay, and she goes, "Who's that girl, the fit one who's like, kicking everyone in the trailer?" I said, "That's Amy Jackson." She goes, "Daddy, she's really, really beautiful." I was like, "Yeah," and she goes, "Is her fiance?"
That's what she wants to
this
know.
one? So I said, "Yeah, same one." She goes, "Can I meet him?" So you owe them.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
owe them
sure
a
you've now
dinner.
got your chops to all those women who have been
I'm
like,
ready for
eyeing,
them.
right?
I'm ready for them.
She's got a team of men.
Then, yeah.
Hell yes, I've got the gang here to back me up.
You don't need maid of honors. You've got your men of honor at your wedding to give you away.
Literally.
Okay, and last question. Which is that one rumor about yourself that you've heard that totally cracked you up before we wrap up?
What was the one rumor that cracked me up
Yeah.
about myself? Oh, Jesus. I don't know. I can't. I'll think about it because you're putting me on the spot.
I agree.
Yeah, go for it.
One
Okay, rumor about you that cracked you up.
I can't think of one off the top of my head. I really can't. I think dating rumors. Women get a lot of dating rumors, which is annoying, and that they crack me up when I've read them.
Men also have them, not just
exactly.
women, men do. Ask Arjun.
Exactly. Pair of them.
them,
So
ask them.
I can't. Other than that, I mean, I don't pay too much attention to it.
All right.
Don't hire him. He's a very expensive director. He spends a lot on screen. That's the rumor.
But that is true. It's not a rumor. No, I don't know about the rumor, but like, what makes me laugh and smile every time is when Arjun is a teetotaler now, and he's been on the path for a while. And every time he tells people, because when they offer him something, he's like, "I don't drink, I don't smoke." People really don't believe him, and I'm witness to it. That
Okay, so he's actually answer to Arjun. What's
he's the new monk.
And the rumor
No, with
about
me,
you
I'm so isolated from everybody, and that is the truth. That can tell you about it. I genuinely don't know anything about what's happening about me or around
to
me.
live in these times, no Wi-Fi, isolate yourself.
I really don't care.
That you've always been like that.
No, yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much. Looking forward to Crack, and may just Crack do whatever it sets out for. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
If you
you.
like this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.